YouTube, how's it going? How's it been? I know I've been recording, but I'll explain that in another video. Today was the worldwide reveal of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync. So it's I guess what they're gonna do is I'm not gonna say retelling, but it's more like a reimagine or something like that. Like there's been rumors, they have been saying stuff here and there that they've been doing this for a while and that the game has been built from the ground up. And question like in sense of like, they done visual has been enhanced, you can see. Uh Combat, I think they fixed it. They added some stuff here and there. And one of the things is that it's not gonna have their original DLC nor multiplayer. Multiplayer I get, DLC I want to see how they do it because again they could implement the DLC since it's a reimagine. They can implement the DLC in the original game, like they just add it there. So my experience with Assassin's Creed, we're gonna get to that. My experience with Assassin's Creed is I've played this franchise since the beginning. It was a friend of mine that had the game, I think on Xbox 360, and I told him if I can play because it interests me, and he said yeah. And from there on, I just fell in love with the franchise ever since. Um, I have platinum almost all the games from Assassin's Creed. I'm just missing some. At least all of them that came out from the PS3 are all platinum. I know Assassin's Creed 1 when it came out on the PlayStation 3. Uh it didn't have trophies. It was more the 360 version. Um I also platinum some almost all of their PS4 counterparts. And what I mean about that, like the Ezio trilogy, I platinum. Assassin's Creed 3, I platinum. Uh, the Liberation, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which is the one with Evelyn. I think I hit my mic, sorry. The PS Vita version, I platinum. I'm platinum the one that's on the PS4. Shades one, Assassin's Creed Rogue, I platinum the PS3. I'm working on the PS4 version. I still got a platinum the Chronicles. What I mean by Assassin's Creed Chronicles, those are the side scrollers that came out of Assassin's Creed China, Russia, and Egypt. Which I played China because I bought it apart for that one, and I still have not. Well, that one I platinum, but I have to platinum again because they released them together, and I don't know why. Instead of having them separate, they have them all like into one trophy set. And well, gonna have to do that again, and I don't mind because I have to refresh myself a little bit from Assassin's Creed China. Played a long time ago and technically don't remember anything. Besides from that, from the newer generations of Assassin's Creed, I still have to do Valhalla. Valhalla have the platinum. Mirage, I have the platinum, but I have to 100% it because since the new DLC came out, I passed that, but I have to do some extra things. So you can say that I have played a good amount of Assassin's Creed, including the multiplayer ones. The multiplayer of this game was good. I enjoyed it. It was phenomenal. Like I enjoyed it a lot even with my friends. So yeah, isn't enough yapping. I will give my thoughts at the end. Just want to see everything. What's the difference in graphics? Uh, what they're planning to do? Like, when is this game coming out? Hopefully soon. Not like, hey, we're releasing this and the game is gonna come out a year or so. No, this game has to come out soon so people can stay hyped and buy it. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this. All right, I'm gonna put myself on the corner. Did not want to put myself in the intro, but here we are to react. I'm gonna pause. Sorry. I'll go ahead and put it back. This is my first time doing a reaction, so I'm gonna see how I do these in the future. But I would like to react to stuff that I like and love, whether it's video games or sports. Now let's rewind this a little bit back, start from the beginning, and I'll shut up. Got our boy Edward Kenway, looking good, looking fresh.
We fly no colors out here, but praise the lack of them. So let the black flag signal nothing but your allegiance to man's natural freedoms.
If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
We're pirates, kid. We take as we please and become who we like.
But that look ain't you. It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
You're a wonder, Kenway. You've a knack for this kind of work.
It ain't work if you love it.
Hey.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
I have to say it is
man of the
so
hour.
good to be here.
That right.
I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago, and you know, he's
love
one of
that
those
they brought him back.
characters that
I
never
love that they
really
brought him back.
leaves you. Now, over the past months, we know that you've been waiting, and we know that you've heard things. And today, it is finally time to share with you what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games. It's totally rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with lots of new additions. Resynchronization with Edward's journey and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to bring you one of the most thrilling swashbuckling pirate adventures. And I'm happy to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released on July 9th,
Sorry to pause. That's what I was saying. It has to release early. And a couple of points that he said. It's a remake, but a faithful remake. And everything is practically the same, but what they're trying to do is elevate everything, trying to make it better. That's like good things for this game, because what we wanted or what people were saying is they shouldn't touch the game that much story wise and everything, which they could probably tweak, not change, tweak some things here and there. But the rest is what needed an upgrade. Like the combat needed upgrade, graphicals needed upgrade, all that thing. And for them to do that and add something more so it could differentiate itself from the original, those are good news. Those are really good news. And again, the game had to release not a year later or more than that. 2 months out, almost 2 months out, because we're right now by the end of April. So you can count May, June, tops 3 months out. That is perfect because the hype is there and people can pre-order it and can play it early instead of waiting until, like, let's say the holidays, where in the holidays there's gonna be a lot of games that are gonna release and you can say their games it's not gonna be played. You know what I mean? So that's a good good release date. Like, good release date.
2026. Today, guys, you are getting the real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's just jump right in.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of
Everything
Edward
looks
Kenway.
good.
And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. 13 years after the original, this remake brings the classic game back to life, rebuilt.
I love this. See the difference between one and the other? Like the resync right here and the original. Like you can actually spot the difference. You can see one of the shanties, the collectibles up here. But it looks fantastic. It looks great. It
From
looks
the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You know that. Look
You
at the
play as
bow.
Captain Edward Kenway, a rebellious scoundrel eager to make a name for himself
the
in the
music
pursuit
from this
of
game.
glory,
I have the
freedom,
CD from the
and a
collector's
search
edition
for a better life.
from the PlayStation 3. They give you a CD.
before.
Fantastic.
Use mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
The sheep
Shut your
shanty.
bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
Just kick his ass.
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake.
Yep.
Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane,
Okay.
and Blackbeard. With them, he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code and defying empires built on cruelty and greed. Together, in their search for freedom, power, and riches, they'll fight across a treacherous tropical paradise, from dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands, and bustling historical cities. From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the pirate republic. Each city offers a distinct atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered by
about that.
high-resolution textures,
Okay.
enhanced lighting,
Oh yeah, you can see the
strikingly
difference.
detailed environments,
It is very detailed.
and a new dynamic weather system.
I wonder how they're gonna do that. Oh, the
Even
otherworld.
underwater exploration is more expansive, more beautiful, and more
look at
perilous
it.
than ever before.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the sharks.
With seamless access to cities and locations, the world feels truly alive.
The ship's dock.
Creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where freedom
I
is
see that the
earned
HUD.
and danger is never far
I
away.
think the HUD is the same.
Time to draw swords, lads.
All right, let's see the gameplay.
The combat system has been
Hey.
entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience.
Yes,
While wielding dual swords,
that is good as action oriented because that's how it was in the original. Now we're gonna say the original. This is the resync. So when we say original resync, and plus that's the style of Edward. Edward was always been fast paced. So I hope they keep it that way. But then you see the HUDs right here with, you know, his weapons, his you can say items.
pistols, and hidden blades. Every move now plays a specific role with faster, more fluid attacks. and
Yes, that's what I
combos.
want. That's what I want.
Land a perfect parry to open up your target for an instant kill. Then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns.
Just how it was on the
Use
original.
walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage.
I'm loving that parry. That parry, me encanta. I love how it like makes you a badass.
Keep track of your opponents and use all your tools to level the playing field.
He did. Take down.
But fight recklessly, and you will be punished.
He just
Whether
running.
you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key.
So we're having new parkour.
As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves.
Okay.
From free jumps,
I guess they're taking
jacks,
these from previous
side
Assassin's Creed
jacks.
games. That they improved their
These
parkour, so they're
options
taking those
offer a
parkours
range
too.
of reactive movements, giving you tighter control, resulting in greater speed and deadlier assassinations.
I'm just glad
Being a
that the
pirate
assassination
assassin often calls for
are
a
coming back.
subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit.
Okay, I know I'm gonna explain this. I know probably people will be like, crouch. What's like, why is that important? If you did not play the original Black Flag or the original, I don't know until what Assassin's Creed before that, we never had a crouch button. Like, we had to do all this stealth without a crouch button. For this game to have it means a lot, because they probably reworked the stealth parts. And crouch came into the newer Assassin's Creed instead of the older. Like, if you have the older, the only thing you probably could have done, the only reasons, or not reasons, the only, you can say times that you could crouch is if you were on the wall and then you were moving to the side and the character just magically crouched, because that's how the layout was. That's it. There was not a dedicated crouch button. And to have that now, you could say it's actually an upgrade that it probably should have had, but we have it now.
To approach targets.
Just steal all that. Steal it.
Tailing and eavesdropping missions have also...
Okay, video games. And this is to you, Ubisoft. This is to you, Ubisoft. Tail missions are the worst gaming mechanic in any fucking game. This is not an Assassin's Creed thing. Because I played Infamous, and their tailing mission was also fucking horrible. Like, is the way that is structured. Because sometimes we're doing good, and then the computer be like, oh, let me just look back. And you have nowhere to hide. And then you fail the mission because of that, like, bullshit. But then, if you're hiding too much, you know, like, I hope you found a happy medium for this. Because, again, tailing missions is the worst thing that can happen, especially on Assassin's Creed games. That in Assassin's Creed 1, your guy... that was the worst part of that game.
Being revamped.
I hope it's revamped.
In the original game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember.
Exactly.
Now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly.
Thank you. Thank you. See, that's them listening. And I guess we were vocal for more than 10 years. Because again, that what you mentioned, I'm going to go a little bit back. This right here
The original
is
game
what
getting
happened a
discovered
lot
meant
of
instant
times.
desynchronization.
That they would just turn, and where were you going to hide? Like, by the time you found something to hide there, like...
Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember.
You know what I mean? Now, changing it to this...
Action continues.
It's
Your objectives remain,
that's what
but your target will
I got to
react,
apply to that.
and you must adapt accordingly.
Now the thing is, okay, we didn't reach our goal, right? Because usually in the eavesdropping, and again, sorry, I'm pausing, but it's just to get my thoughts. For point A to point B, right? Before we used to go to point B, and that's where it ends. Now for this one, like, the action doesn't stop, but how we're gonna know, unless if they have a note on them or anything, how we're gonna know, like, you know what, he was going to this or this, how the information is gonna betray from, okay, I didn't complete the whole task, so how I'm gonna know about this? Like, what information is gonna be like, hey, you know what you were trying to do here, you didn't complete it, but since you didn't complete it, this is the information that we're gonna convey to you, we're gonna give you, and your objective is probably like over here. You're killing it.
All these new interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship.
He's right, you know.
You named your brig after a boxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty. Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before.
So I'm guessing they put upgrades for the ship, which is good. I hope the legendary ships are back. I'm just saying, I hope the legendary ships are back. And those who played the original Assassin's Creed Black Flag know what I'm saying.
With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more power and flexibility to overcome opponents' ships in any situation.
It looks good. It looks good. Se ve fantástico.
You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back and as challenging, dangerous, and exciting as ever.
That's how I like it.
To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance. Lucy Baldwin, the Padre,
Those are
and
the new
Deadman
ones.
Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative quest line that reveals their backstory.
Wait, so they
Gain
added
their
3 new
trust to
characters.
recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons.
So they're going to be important to the story. Get it memorized.
Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. Ooh. That's right. You can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw. Engage and
We can
plunder
actually
other
put
vessels.
mascots. That's good.
Steer through violent storms, rogue waves, or just soak up the sun, regaled by shanties new and old.
For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow.
Shanties new of old. New and old. So they have new shanties in
Assassin's
there.
Creed Black Flag
But I'm glad that they
Resynced
kept the
offers a
old one.
deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love, while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed.
That's good.
Defy empires and relive
Now, what about
era's
other wallet?
explosive events amidst the ancient
Can't even
war
go behind.
between assassins and Templars in the ultimate pirate fantasy. Gold, infamy, and adventure await. It's time to raise the black flag again.
Hey.
With Black Flag Resynced, we set out to reconnect with the heart of Black Flag. From the start, the intention was clear: deliver a faithful and enriched experience grounded in what players loved. We've rebuilt the entire adventure using our latest Anvil engine.
Original game,
Expect
yeah.
fully overhauled visuals, new additions that deepen its world, and enhanced gameplay both on land and at sea.
You can even see the template that they use, like the what's it called? I don't have the name. We see how over here is more like yellow. I think before they had like their backgrounds more yellow, whatever. Here's more clear.
Movement now flows more naturally from one action to the next, whether you're doing parkour across rooftops in Havana
It looks
or fighting on the
fantastic. If
docks.
this is going to look
Parkour built
great on
the
a
latest
PlayStation
design
Pro.
improvements from recent Assassin's Creed games,
PS5 Pro. It's
while
gonna look
still keeping it with
incredible.
classic moves. Combat now offers a more dynamic swashbuckling experience, driven by precise parries and takedowns. Stealth gets its share of improvements too, and the ability to crouch anywhere. They open up more tactical routes and subtle approaches, letting you shape the adventure the way you want. Naval gameplay also follows the same philosophy and offers more tactical options. New officers will join your crew with powerful abilities, while the Jackdaw's weapons can be upgraded with new modes to change up
There's
the
a lot
fight.
of-
The sea now plays an
lot of
active role in how you'll be challenged by the elements. Weather and waves will influence how your ship will handle, while preserving the pace and freedom players remember. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced matters deeply to us and to you. That's why we took the time to rebuild it with the care it deserves. This remains a solo, adventure, and character-driven experience. It is not an RPG. The focus stays on how you play and how you explore the world. And as we developed the game, we organized dedicated workshops with our community. These early player feedbacks played an important role in refining many of these elements. Here's a look at their most recent visit.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Ubisoft Singapore studio where we invited some of our biggest Assassin's Creed fans to discover the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've had the opportunity to meet the devs, try the game, and share their valuable feedback with us. Here's what they had to say.
I still can't believe that I can help the dev team to make the game better and improve it when it finally arrives.
I'm part of that process, and Black Flag is my favorite game, so to be a part of that process is just awesome.
It felt nice to be appreciated in that way, to give direct input about the game.
The feedback with the dev team, they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism, what needs to be fixed, what's great. They even asked us more questions about it. So I love the curiosity that they show us, and it shows that they truly care about what they do.
I'm just really excited to be back, like, with the addition of new audio lines, the new dialogue, and the new music.
I'm super excited to actually help improve the staff experience for the game.
I care about this game, this remake. When I heard rumors about this game, I just wanted to be involved in giving as much effective feedback as possible.
Some of this work came directly from spending time with some of our core players early on. We had them play early builds and sat down with them to gather their honest feedback on the game, tapping into the many things players expect of a Black Flag remake, from gameplay features to visual fidelity. This helped us refine some of our choices along the way. What was interesting was not only to gather that feedback, but to understand why players reacted this way. They were incredibly passionate about Edward, how he moves, how he reads on screen, even the details on his face. That led to deeper conversations. Together, we explored different approaches, tested ideas, challenged assumptions, and refined choices until the intent felt right again. The team's passion and commitment have driven every step of this journey, and we can't wait for you to see more of what we've been crafting.
Oh, it really is so good to be back in this world. I believe that Black Flag is one of those pirate adventures that never really left the players' minds. And it's also really special to be here today with some of the people who helped shape the game back then and who are bringing it back now. Jean, you were creative director on the original Black Flag, and Paul, you're the creative director on Resynced, who's leading the vision of this remake today. Now, before we dive into what the game...
I like how they have both the original and the resync. So I imagine, I want to see like what was their creative minds on, or what they expect on both.
Game is now. I'd love to go back for a moment. So when you started building Black Flag back in early 2012? 2012. How was the world imagined in the first place? I mean, what were the pillars that were there from day one?
Well, from the very beginning, one of the key central core pillar was fluidity, right? We really wanted a seamless experience, connecting movement, combat, and navigation, all very naturally. And it was the same seamlessness that we were looking for between naval experience and the ground experience, because the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually two fantasies, being a pirate on one side and being an assassin on the other, without any friction.
Again, the game is fantastic.
And the sea wasn't just an add-on, to the ground experience.
Like the only
naval
thing this
gameplay
game
was really a core pillar from day one. We also wanted a world that feels alive. Right, something that would react to the players, always in motion, and it was very compelling to me to see other people like Paul and his team actually to face the same challenges that we did face back in the days. And I think what helped them craft the game was that a lot of people involved in Resynced today were already part of the game, the original back then.
Paul, so you were already a part of the team back then, right? So, when you come back to a project all these years later, what stayed non-negotiable from the original vision, apart from the fact that, I'm Kenway?
So, Matt, the one thing that was non-negotiable is the original story of Edward Kenway. We have never approached Resynced as a reinvention. Our goal is to carry John's vision forward. And today, there's much more room to do so.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that their non-negotiable was not to change the story. That the story had to stay the same unless they can add stuff that will make the story even better, or what elements around the story, again, graphical, combat, whatever, could enhance the story even more, because that's what you want in a game that's already been released a long time ago. Like he said, 2012 was, I think, the game release, or when they started to do all this. So when you have a game, you don't want a game to the remake to be less than the original. Like you want it to be either the same or better. So I'm glad that one of the things they said is like, we are not going to touch the story. That original story is going to be there. But
the game is engineered and rebuilt on Ubisoft's latest Anvil. It allows us to push dynamism, gameplay, immersion further, while keeping the original vision and story intact.
Yeah, Jean, and you mentioned before how collaborative the original game was, and can you talk about that, especially with Singapore?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a absolutely team effort back in the time, and I remember actually in 2012 when we first came here in Singapore, meeting Paul and the team to do what we call the blueprint. You know, this week of hard work where the game really emerged from the preparatory work. And Montreal worked very closely with Singapore. Singapore built key parts of Black Flag. The naval gameplay was built on top of the Assassin's Creed 3 naval tech that was developed, you know, in some specific missions. But you were also behind a lot of places, locations, and gameplays, you know, like caves, underwater gameplay, forts, ships, and some major missions like the E3 demo that you worked on.
That's right. Right. So there seems to be like a real sense of continuity here, you know, not just in the game, but in the people making it. You know, one thing that that really shaped Black Flag for me was how dynamic the scenes felt coming back to it for Resynced and shooting the mocap scenes in Toronto. The scenes just felt so dynamic, like the original game. And Jean, what was the intention back then?
Okay, so not on. That's a good information to know. They didn't take the lines from the original and put it in Resynced. They actually worked on it. Because he's saying he did mocap. So that means a lot of these scenes are probably the same or different. So we're going to see the greatness of it, like the flow of it. Because they have been doing mocap. So they're doing new stuff with it.
When it came to all the cinematics.
So from the start, and it was a lot of discussion with Kama, the animation director back then. We really wanted the scenes to feel alive. You know, we wanted characters moving, interrupting each other, exchanging objects, you know, and reacting physically. And that sense of movement was really part of the game's identity, I feel.
Right. And when you rebuild a game like this, I guess that becomes a huge challenge, right, Paul? And how did you keep the spirit whilst trying to push it further with all of today's amazing technology?
Well, there are many ways, but to carry on the spirit of Black Flag, we always remembered one thing: to rebuild the game with the original pillars in mind, John's pillars and the original core team's pillars. But the most important thing was the story. Every single small moment in the game had to be rebuilt and crafted. And it took a lot of handcrafting, especially the facial animations. But that's important because that's the soul of the game.
You men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char.
It looks good.
By Christ.
It looks good.
And you know, when you add new things to a game that people really know off by heart and they know it so well, the fear is always that the people might notice the seams, right? Jean, when you played it, what did you feel?
Well, actually, I felt like playing Black Flag, you know, and not even noticing where the original end was ending and when the new content that Paul and the team wrote was starting. And this is something really important. That continuity is very much essential.
You know, Jean, whenever we wanted to change or add something, we would always question ourselves, does this belong here? Would Edward do this? Would John get upset? And if the answer wasn't clear, we simply wouldn't do it. However, as we all know, no remake is complete without additional content. So we have added brand new chapters and brand new missions to the game, including a brand new scene with Edward's wife, Caroline, that's written by Darby himself.
Yeah, I remember playing it. Jean, so like there's something.
Edward's wife. That's
I don't know.
important because we didn't know who
deeper
Edward's
in
wife
Black
is.
Flag than just like pirate freedom, you know, and it's closely tied to the character of Edward.
Yes, absolutely. We really wanted to send a message also saying that freedom without structure doesn't lead you anywhere, right? And Edward's arc reflects that. He thinks everything will be granted, you know, that's the good life, plundering, etc. But then in the end, you realize that you lost all your friends, right? And so this is very important because he grows into someone that understands his own responsibilities, and that makes him, like you said, very human.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I really leaned into coming back to the character after, you know, more than a decade. You know, it's the same Edward, but there seemed to be, like, for me personally, you know, from the scenes that were written, kind of, as I said, more dynamism, but also there's a certain kind of weight to Edward's journey, you know? I guess that with Black Flag Resynced, there are some really kind of important decisions to make, right, Paul? And how did you approach those?
So Matt, with Resynced, we made a clear choice. It is a pure story-driven adventure, and we are fully focused on Edward's adventures in the Caribbean. As a result of this focus, we have elected to not have the multiplayer and not have the DLC. However, Resynced is built from the ground up with new story, new content, and new systems. But we're staying true.
Okay, I get the multiplayer because multiplayer can take stuff out of it, and I think in the original there was the can't speak. There was some multiplayer or online aspects in the game, which I'm glad that they took it out. Now for the DLC, I think they had Freedom Cry. I think that was, I don't know if that's the DLC that they're talking about in the expansion, or the expansion they're talking about, because they do have it. But I wish they would touch on it again, because again, Adewale deserves the recognition that he did in Freedom Cry. They should have not like taken it out. Or I don't know if they do not want to talk about it and surprise the fans that, okay, we're not going to do Freedom Cry as its own thing. It's just going to be implemented in the game once you pass it.
True to its action-adventure roots. Resynced is a 2026 take on the original legend. And for those of us who are curious, the original will still be available.
Yeah.
And Jean, so the modern day, right, that played a really specific role in Black Flag when it was released. And so can you explain how it fit the franchise back then?
So, you know, back then in 2013, the present day reflected where the franchise was at. It was a transition moment, especially with Desmond's story and what it meant at the time. But now with Resynced, I think there were some changes were needed.
That's right. Today, the modern day has evolved. For Black Flag Resynced, we have approached it in a way that focuses on Edward's journey while still connecting his memories to the Animus. The modern day rifts in Black Flag Resynced will feature new moments that focus on Edward's internal struggles.
There's also something about Black Flag.
So they still have modern elements to the game, pero lo cambiaron un poquito, like they changed it a little bit. Interesting where they're going to go with
that I feel that, I don't know, people still crave what the game brought, you know?
You know what? I think it's because it's a game full of light.
Yeah.
Yes, there is danger and violence, but everything takes place under the bright Caribbean sky, you know? Palm trees, seas, movement. It's very...
I think, in my opinion, people loved Black Flag because it wasn't the same as other Assassin's Creeds. Because if you look when Black Flag came out before, like, it was the exploration both on, like they say, the Caribbean, on the lands. Like, it was more in depth than we saw in Assassin's Creed 3. Like, yeah, they had ships, but it wasn't in depth as like this one, like in the original Black Flag, where the same way you can navigate through the lands, you can navigate with your boat. Same way you can combat on land, you can combat with your ship, with the jackdaw in the ocean. And it like this game is what made it very different. And even after this game, even after Black Flag, this game had its own identity compared to the others, because the others were like the same with one another. Like I think one of the games that you felt different, or you felt like a leap into one another, this is my opinion, is from Assassin's Creed 1 to 2, where you saw a difference in there between Altair and Ezio, and from 3 to 4, because even though you can say like they said, they took the naval battles from 3 and made it better in 4. And I think the other leap that was much better was that you can see that there was a difference, was when from Syndicate to Origins. That's when they went the RPG route, which for me, they went too deep. In my opinion, Origins was the perfect start. They could have added a little bit. But for me, those were the points. Again, this is my opinion. Probably people differ. That you saw the difference between one game and another, like from 1 to 2, from 3 to 4, and from Syndicate to Origins.
Very generous in a sense, and that sense of escapism has always been part of the game, and I feel is very relevant in 2026.
Yeah, totally. And the other thing that the people, I feel, never forget, and certainly I never had, is the music.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's the music, especially the sea shanties. The sea shanties in particular have always been part of Black Flag's identity. For Resynced, we have kept the shanties that everybody loves, but we have also added new shanties. They are connected to the story. So today, we'd like to reveal a collaboration with an artist that's deeply connected to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And this artist has a special place in my heart because of his work on Assassin's Creed Revelations. Woodkid.
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 Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
Woodkid.
Hey everyone, Woodkid here. I'm in my studio in Paris now, and I have great news for you. I'm back in the Assassin's Creed franchise, this time for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. You know, the world of Assassin's Creed has been very important for me and very linked to my career. It started like 15 years ago or something.
Revelations. I love
this time. I'm very excited about what we've done.
The trailer.
I know that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that's very important to all of you. It's a game about escapism, about rebellion, about exploration, and these are themes that are very, very important for my work. You know, I've explored these themes a lot in my music. So I won't say too much, but I can't wait for you to hear what I've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Having him return to the franchise, especially for Black Flag Resynced, means a lot to the team. We've been working on a newly reimagined track specifically for Black Flag Resynced, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, right. And, you know, music is just one of those things that the people remember long after they stop playing. I mean, I did. The sea shanties, I still play in my car now from time to time, you know. And this game means a lot to you, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This game means a lot to me, and I'm not saying that just because you guys are here. Just working on a game takes me back to 2012, and we all want the game to be the best it can be, and we really hope that you guys will enjoy playing it.
Yeah, so you entered the Animus for real.
That's
back
right.
in 2012, yeah.
I mean, what a great thing, right? To come back to something, you know, more than a decade after, you know, and get to revisit and rebuild and reimagine this wonderful world. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and I thank you guys for bringing me back. Before we wrap this up, I've got a little surprise for you. All right, this is something pretty awesome. I saw it today for the first time, and I love it. So here we have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Collector's Edition. It's so awesome, and inside is a really stunningly well-crafted figurine of Edward Kenway sitting there, slouched like me, really. And he looks really cool, and it's crafted really well. And inside there's a notebook with all of like Kenway's diary entries and journeys about all of his adventures. And there's also a brooch and a cloth map and then some goodies in there for everyone. So this one is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it today. And if you guys like it, then you're going to have to get your own because this one's mine.
You deserve it.
Thank you. No,
You're welcome to take it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We can't wait for you to live or relive this thrilling pirate adventure with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That will launch on July 9th, 2026. I just want to say thank you for all being with us today, and we cannot wait for you to experience it yourselves. Cheers.
I got the collector edition, so I don't know whether. All right. Give me a sec. I'm going to get more coffee. And I'm going to give you my thoughts of what I just saw because everything looked phenomenal. All right. So we just saw the reveal. We saw the reveal of Black Flag Resync. And some of my initial thoughts. Let's just go back a little bit. Have this playing in the background. And my thoughts is what I saw for gameplay. Gameplay, I think, like they were saying, is more fluid. It looks better. We're gonna start with graphics. So how I'm gonna do this is how I see this, because basically this is what they showed. I'm gonna do my reactions. We'll go from there. Number one, graphics. You can see graphically between the original and Resync, it's very different. And it has to be like that. You have to see the difference between both of them. And then I liked at the end of this, almost close to the end of the reveal, is the original is not going away. The original is going to be there because one thing they wanted to do was, you know, not take away the original out. They want people still to go back to the original to see the differences. And if there's new players that have not played Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, if they play this, then they can go back. Because in my honest opinion, the original has it has tested time. And what I mean by that, probably said it wrong. Even if you play now, the game still plays fantastically. But it still needed some improvements, like maybe graphical improvements. That's one. That's something like, well, combat probably needed improvement a little bit because it was getting to a point maybe that it wasn't up to par of the test of time. That's what I want to say, the test of time. And the performance, like we have technology that, you know, games can perform better. Like it needed some things that if Ubisoft would have done that, the original is still fine, but I'm glad that they're going with this one. So graphically, it looks incredible. You know, the faces, facial expressions, everything looks fine. I'm glad that they were able to do that. You can see the world; it looks so much better. Also, you can see the HUD right up here. Still the same, but a little bit better, a little bit more detailed. Like I think that's the word that I'm looking for. Everything now looks more detailed than the original, obviously because of the hardware that was released at the time, and that's what you want from all this. See, look at this. This looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Like the coloring, everything looks so. And that's when I said, like, on a PS5 Pro, this game, and they're going to do it because Ubisoft likes to be in everything. I don't know about now, but before they like to be in everything. Look how the game looks. And it's fantastic. Like, you guys should see this on your own to visually to see it. Like, it looks incredible with the details and everything. And also, I'm glad that the original story, they're not touching it. They're just adding little bits and pieces to it, which is fantastic. Like everything looks incredibly, like they said, enhanced. That's what they want in their game. I'm glad that Matt Ryan is back as Edward, and he did mocap and everything on it. All the characters in their new models look absolutely incredible. I just hope they do Freedom Cry, because that DLC, that expansion was actually good as well. I hope they do it better. Like everything, even the environment, everything looks good. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I cannot wait. And I like also that in the emphasis in what was the tail missions, because oh man, a lot of people didn't like the tail missions, including myself. I detested, but they found a workaround, which I think is it's okay. It's okay, like that I can work with. That I can work with. Combat looks more fluid. They worked on the parkour. Parkour, I think, is one of the elements also that this game needed improvements, and they did improvements because I guess they took stuff. See, look at the difference between in graphical. It's so incredible. I think they took parkour from games, from previous games, and they put it in this one. Again, very much it needed improvement, and they worked on it. The combat, I love the perfect parry. I wonder if they're gonna stay with two people are gonna attack you at the same time. If you could perfect parry both of them, how that's gonna work? Because for now they just showed with one. Because if you play previous Assassin's Creed games, including 3 and 4, I think 3 and 4 changed a little bit. But previous Assassin's Creed game, the combat was I'm gonna wait until I counter and then start hitting. It was like I'm just gonna stay, parry, counter, and then I'm gonna attack you. But look at the gameplay. It's actually more faster paced. I'm gonna parry, I'm gonna hit. You know, everything's more fluid, more like what they were saying, more continuity to it. Before the just look at that. Bam. See, there's one takedown to the next person and to the next person. Because before the Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, it was more same concept. I'm gonna wait until you parry or counter, and then you'll go into the motion of okay, this one is gonna be killed, this one is gonna be killed. It's like a chain of takedowns between one and another. So it's like counter, kill this guy, point, kill the other, point, kill the other, and that's it. This one looks like more continuity. You can see. I'm glad that is back, so you can just, which in 3 and 4, they had that when they shot. I'm glad the brutes have again the hairy attacks. That's nice to, I'm doing sarcastically because they can get a bit out of hand. And again, the parkour, everything feels so fluid. And I'm glad that they had the free jump that you can jump up. There's good of the good and old. And then stealth again. The big thing here is finally we have a crouch button. The reason why I'm saying this is because the original we didn't have a crouch button. I don't even remember the game that we started to have a crouch button. Also the music, I'm glad that Woodkid is part of the part of this game for the score. This is what we're talking about. I'll talk about this right now. Let me just finish up with the music, and then I'll talk about this. I'm glad he's back because again, that intro for Assassin's Creed Revelation with Woodkid was phenomenal. I loved it. Like, perfect down to the minute detail. I'm glad he's back doing new music. for the shanties, they said that they left the old, which I'm glad that they left the old, and they're doing new, which again, I'm welcome to the new. Now, for the eavesdropping, this is the changes that they made. This is what we had to suffer before. Again, it was getting to a point where if you get too close or you were too far, whatever. Some things about Assassin's Creed and their eavesdropping is they will walk a certain amount of time and then they were programmed to stop and look back, right? Most instances, I don't know who or when they decided to do these type of missions. It was a pain in the ass, and the reason why is you always had some, sorry for the word, bullshit that will happen. My instances is what you're seeing right now. He's probably walking either too close or there's an amount of time that they're walking that they're gonna have the animation that they're gonna talk to each other or look back. Most times for me, how I got caught is there was nowhere quick enough for me to hide. Because if you look at it right now, there's no bushes, right? Let me get a little bit back. See, he could have gone here, right? But still, there's you see this right here, there was a circle, right? Because you had an area where you had to eavesdrop. So most likely where they had to stand to have the conversation, the end of this circle was not going to stay here. So you had to either cover one of these two. So what ends up happening is what, for me, and probably what happened here, is by the time, see, right there, one had to look back. That's what screwed a lot of players, and what we didn't like about the eavesdrop or tailing missions was because of that. Because by the time they had the animation to look back, we didn't have no time to react, either to hide either here or here. But then again, I'm gonna go a little bit back. Oh, that's two back. Even if I hide, they would love to put guards in unnecessary places where you can get caught as well. Because let's say this person right here is too close to here, to this to here, this location, right? You'll probably get caught by the time you walk there, right? You walk here. Now, if you try to go to the other place, let's say here, these two guards will probably be alerted. Be like, hey, and you get caught. So you're stuck from a hard for a rock place. See right there, his job interrupted and you got caught. I drew too much attention. Right? And that will happen in every eavesdrop mission. Every eavesdrop, every tailing, there was always something that would prevent you from to do it not I want to say easily, but it will frustrate you, because it frustrated me a lot. Like, Assassin's Creed is the reason why those tailing missions and other games I detested. I didn't like it, including Infamous. I didn't like it, and other situations I did not enjoy doing those type of missions because there was always something to prevent you. Now, in Resync, I liked what they did to not have that frustration. Because right now, if, like, let's say it's interrupted, you just fight them. You don't get a desync. You don't get anything. Because yes, some people would love to fail some stuff to feel that urgency, right? To have that fairly, like in games back in the day, or in the PS1, PS2 eras. Let's just do it like that, right? Because back in the day, can't even mean in PS3. But not to the point where it frustrates you, like the eavesdrops would. This is a good workaround and a good solution to it. Now, what my thought process is, okay, let's say the eavesdrop is interrupted. You go to that, you fight them, and the information is not there, like you don't have it complete. how us as a player, Edward, would know where to go. Do we have to do it again? Is there going to be something? Now they're going to go with the jackdaw. Jackdaw's a pivot of an important part of the game. Is the other half of the game, and I can tell you probably is like the majority part of the game. Is the ship, and they didn't mention it, but since it's probably like a faithful remake, the 4 legendary ships should be there, and they should be like a little bit harder since you have more upgrades. They should um they should be a little bit harder. Now, things that I took off, you have, look at the HUD down here. You have numbers. Obviously, you have, that's your ammo. You have your different type of shots that you have. I think they did it right here where you can choose how you want to that. Choose if you want to go airborne or more direct. I think we didn't have that. It just depends on, like, let's say, it depended on what shot you wanted to take on the original. This one you choose, because you can see right here that the icon changes onto what shot you want. Like, you have the overhead or more direct. You see how it changed right there, which is good. It gives you more control of how you want, you know, your naval combat to be with other ones. The board is back. I hope it's a little bit harder than it was before. And again, all these are exciting. All these are exciting. Also, 3 commanders. Yeah, 3 people. I'm glad that they add more for the crew, and those crews have their own perks for it. You know, and they have their own missions. Like, you gain trust. Like, is it you have your, see, the offer says at the bottom right here. You have your original crew, which is part of the story, right? And after that, you also have your new officers, where you have to gain their trust so you can gain whatever perks they have, and you have them at the bottom. So each one, they will have their own story. Each one will have their own, like, upgrades. I imagine each one will give, like, let's say, additional arsenal, probably more upgrades you have here in the appearance. Everything looks gorgeous. And the shanties are back. And the shanties are back. And you love to see it. So, what I can say about this. Oh, and by the way, Matt Ryan is back as Edward Kenway. So yeah. And it does release July 9th. Again, I said it, that it has to release early so the hype doesn't go down and they can ride up with it. So yeah, those are my thoughts and my reactions. A lot of positive things. I am excited. I am gonna get the collector's edition. Try to get the collector's edition, even though it's gonna cost a little bit. But hey, I love that statue, that figure of Edward Kenway. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is not the first and last time I'm going to do these reactions. I'm going to do more, try to get better at it. But anyways, if you're excited for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, as I am, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'm debating if to play this as a YouTube video, probably do like a playthrough, or like stream it, even though I'm gonna have my stream, the link in the description. Probably do it as a playthrough. We'll go from there, and then platinum on stream, how I've been doing it. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Peace.